The Prophetic Worship Cafe early Sunday morning. So I say we open the doors around 8 a.m. and then once inside, you get a chance to get your breakfast. It's something new on the menu every single week. And then it's just fellowship, man. It's so open as we, just prepare to hear what God is going to say that morning. Even the music is different. Jazzy, contemporary. That's our man, Stanley DuPont. Love him. And the word, always so rich.
People, and he said, they need to hear my voice now.
Come on.
It's time to move. I'm telling you, when you hear the voice of God in this season, that's what's going to save you from a whole lot of calamity.
Jesus. The Prophetic Worship Cafe every Sunday. Next one is November 3rd, the first Sunday in November, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., 2809 Sherrill Road in Pescado's Grill, across from Fun Station. You do not want to miss it. Now back to Life in the Now TV.
You're telling me about this invention. I'm like, Thais, oh my God, this is awesome.
I got another thing on my plate.
Right, but you know what? You seem to balance it, and it's not easy. I'm telling you, I'm juggling some things right now, but God will give us the wisdom and the anointing to balance it all. Because like I heard a friend of mine said, she said, I'm gonna die empty. I'm gonna die. I don't want anything left on the inside of me when I die. She was like, when the Lord returns, I want to do everything that He has called me to do, and that's awesome. And so this invention, this is just on another level.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Nikki, this happened when I was younger. I had to be like 11, 12 years old. I just had this vision of a comforter, because we've always had, I grew up with comforters.
Right.
Just the top of this comforter coming off and me being able to just have another design on it. I thought it was something that was already out.
Right.
So I asked my mom, we need to go to the store and find this comforter. And of course there was nothing. At the time it was just flowers.
Right.
19,
exactly.
Early 80s. So it was nothing.
Right.
So, and I knew exactly what it looked like. So I said, okay, well, I'm just going to be quiet until I'm able to do something with what God has shown me. And I knew then, though, after a couple of years, this was something that God put in me. Wow. Let me tell you, there was a little bit of fear, but this fear drove me. Because I'm like, okay, if God showed this to me, He probably showed somebody else too. So I better get on it. Right. Okay, but I had a timeline. I had a little plan, and I said, Lord, please don't show anybody else this idea. Let me get it patented. Let me work some things out. So my plan was, by the time my daughter had turned 5, I would have it patented. And she was only a couple of months old. So you're talking about waiting a long time. So I got it patented by the time she was 4. Okay. So I was ahead of schedule on that. And then I said, okay, God, I have no clue what I'm going to do as far as who's going to make it. So what I did was, and again, this was like years later, because, mind you, I have bills to pay.
Right.
I have 2 children to feed. I have a husband.
Yes.
So this is not easy. So that's why this is all stretched out. And I owned a business at the time. I was a photographer. Really? So you're talking about taking wedding pictures on weekends, which a wedding during that day could last 8 hours.
Yes.
Then you have, okay, hold on. Then I have a full-time job. Then when I come home, I have to feed the kids.
Yes.
Then after that, I have to get on those wedding pictures. So it's like I have to plug in my talents, where I can. So that's why it stretched over so many years. Okay, so now I find an older woman. She had to be in her 80s, but she had the huge machine where she could make the comforter for me. So she did exactly what I asked her to do. And then I said, okay, God, now I see it. So now I'm in tears. I'm like, now this vision, I could like touch it and feel it. So I said, okay, God, what now? So now I have to find a manufacturer. But all the manufacturers in my head have shut down and gone to overseas.
Right.
So, but I said, you know what? I'm at least going to get in my vehicle and go look for myself.
Yes.
So I looked on the internet. I looked for Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. And I got my, it wasn't this one. This is the Comfortable. It wasn't this one. It was the one that the older lady had made me. And I had a list of 28 manufacturers. Wow. And I emailed each of them. By the time that weekend came for me to get on the road, about 12 of them, my list was down to about 12. Okay. 12 to 14. The others were either shut down because they did move overseas, or they said, you know what, your product is too intricate. We can't do it. So I'm on the road. I'm headed to meet a manufacturer. He calls me before I even get there, and he says, I'm not going to do it. It's the same thing. It's just too difficult. You might as well go overseas. And I'm like, but I don't want to.
Right.
I'm like, go USA.
Exactly. Come on.
But you know, go USA wasn't really go Chinese.
Exactly.
It's just, they're just not going to do it. So I found a manufacturer who said he would do it. He said his manufacturing company could do it. They make hotel bedding.
Oh, okay.
And this will be no problem. This is what he tells me. This will be no problem for us. We could do this. So he tells me a price, and I'm thinking, for a twin? Now, at the time, I was asking for a twin.
Right.
And so he gives me a price, and I said, that's pretty expensive for a twin for me, because that's kind of what I wanted to sell it to the public for.
Right.
But you know what? I'm supporting. I'll go ahead and do it. So I went to go visit some other manufacturers, but to make a long story short, by the time I came back home, I emailed him and I said, could you give me everything we talked about in writing, a quote and everything. When he sends me the quote, it was double what he had told me. It was double. So then I called him and I said, this is not what we discussed. And he said, well, I know, after you left, we had a meeting and we found out that it was too intricate.
Right.
So
here we go again.
They're not lying. They're not lying, because everybody's saying the same thing. But I was like, Lord, what's going on? You know, what's going on? What I did was I went to Miami and I had no clue. When I tell you I had no clue what I was doing, I had no clue. But I went to Miami because there were some manufacturers there that said that they are into home textile. And I said, Lord, I have no clue. How do I've never done this business before. But this is the idea that you gave me.
Right.
So me and you are in business together. You're my business partner.
Exactly. How can you go wrong?
I'm just the figurehead.
Right.
Right. So I trusted God and I said, this is what we'll do. I'm going to meet everybody. And if I feel like really giddy about somebody, that's what I'm going to go with. So I met this couple who owned a manufacturing plant. Right. And I felt so giddy about them. I asked them if they could adopt me. Now I'm knocking on 40. But that's just how much I fell in love with them. And I was like, you have
and you knew that was, you know, that was the one. You knew that, you know, I've already prayed, and this is what I said. I said, the one that I get really giddy about, I'm going with them.
So what they did was they took all of my specifications, everything that I asked them to do, they did, and I even had to modify it just a little bit.
Right.
But they did everything that I asked them to do. They, the Comfortibles, let me just explain to you exactly what it is. It's called Comfortibles, and I got that word from the convertible comforter.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
And what it is, there's two pieces to a comforter, or to this comforter, where you take off the top and you replace it with another top. So I have this zebra top, and then I have a burgundy top. Wow. The purpose for it is so that you could have different designs. Yes. And this here is a queen comforter, but you can't with a standard queen comforter, you're not supposed to put it in your washing machine. It won't wash correctly. You have to take it to the laundromat service and have them do it. Trust me, I've done it plenty of times. It's $16. It's $16 to get a queen comforter clean. This saves that because it's in 2 pieces. One piece is much smaller than the actual base portion of the bed. So you could put, this is about the size, maybe a little bit bigger than a twin size comforter. So you can put this in your washing machine, a standard washing machine, without paying the $16.
Now that's good.
And then with the base there's a cutout in the center that's replaced with a polyester mesh. So you can kind of just bunch that up and put that in the washing machine as well.
Oh, Thais, that's good.
There are plenty of benefits to having a convertible. When you're hot, I know I tend to get hot at night and take everything off. But I don't want everything off. I still want that comfortable feeling. So you could peel this back and just still have that base comforter over there. So yeah,
this is nice. And the thing about it, can you replace it with another color? Like next month, I want something else.
Yes.
So you can replace it with another color without just, you know, you can keep your base if it's, you know, matching or whatever. Keep the base and then just place another.
And you know, when you're changing, even if you do that now with your comforters, it takes up a lot of space. A lot. Do you put it under the bed or in the closet or something?
In the closet, taking up a whole lot of space.
Well, because this is, you know, it has 2 pieces, it's not going to take up nearly as much space. So you'll have the zebra in the closet, you'll have a burgundy in the closet. That is our first collection. The second collection we have is a brown and a camouflage. So you can have,
that's gonna be
so
nice.
Each collection, each time you buy a collection, it's going to come with a color and a design.
Oh, wow.
So this is our design, and then the burgundy is the color.
Oh, wow. I'm excited. When, I mean, are they in stores now? When are they going to be available?
They're not in stores
not
now.
Yet.
I'm working on a Kickstarter project. And what Kickstarter is when you have a witty invention or you're writing a book.
Yes.
You can go to Kickstarter.com and you set up a campaign and you say, I need to raise $5,000 for my campaign. In this case, I need to raise $5,000 to get a couple of hundred queen size, well, they're full and queen, comfortables made. So I set that project up, and then people can donate. They can either donate $10, $25, or they can say, you know what, I want one. Let me buy one. So they can buy one. So that way I could use that money to pay the manufacturer and go ahead and get it done.
See, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's an awesome thing. Y'all need to really sew into this invention. This is awesome. You know, and I love to see, you know, young women stepping out, really doing something, really seeing your dreams come true. So, you know, I'm all in. I want 1 or 2, you know, so I will be sewing into, you know, the Kickstarter program. How can they go? I mean, can they go on Facebook or your?
Yeah, I have a website set up. It's supportthevision.com. Supportthevision.com. And then also on Facebook, it's Comfortibles. COMFORTIBLES. So look me up on Facebook, hit the like button. I can use your support.
Yes.
And go to supportthevision.com and it should take you straight to the Kickstarter project.
That's awesome, Thais. I have really enjoyed you being on the show. Oh my God. And I'm so excited to see where Comfortibles go, because this is just the beginning. I can just see major marketing for this. So I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look to have you back.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you next week. God bless.
Yeah. Y'all know what it is. Get to the floor, what you waiting for? 'Cause we can ride the beat straight to the top. Been waiting so long.